Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be setting up and configuring Phoenixminer version 5.8c. This version was released on October 24th, 2021. Here are the latest changes. Since there's a lot of controversy around Phoenixminer, if you're not comfortable proceeding, I've also created these videos right over here that you can use as an alternate miners to mine Ethereum or whatever crypto you're trying to go for. As always, everything that we're doing will be linked in the description below, as well as a link to my blog that you can follow step by step if you have any issues. So let's get started. So here we are at the desktop. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to the official website where you're supposed to download the miner from. And this is the URL up here at the top. This is where you want to download the official version. Now, it's important that you get it from the source. I wouldn't trust anywhere else just because it can be manipulated in a number of different ways. And you can see that Phoenixminer version 5.8c is the latest one that's available. And we'll be downloading the Windows version, which is right over here. And the date that was released was October 24th, which is just about a week ago. And we'll be downloading that. And it also provides the checksum file, which we're going to want to do because we want to validate that. So I'm going to just open this up in a new tab so we can check it out. And this, what we're going to do is validate the file to make sure that it matches up correctly. So let's first download it. Just going to right click on that. And we're going to say save link as. And I'm going to save it in my mining folder, which is right over here on my desktop. Right, so I'm going to be saving it in there. This folder has been added to the Windows exclusion list. What you're going to want to do is create a folder in Windows exclusion so you don't run into any issues when you're trying to run the miner. Windows might see the miner as a threat and will automatically eliminate it. So we'll go ahead and we're going to save it, and we should probably get a warning here. Yep, there is the warning. So Chrome is also seeing it as a threat, and it's going to try to block it. So you just want to click on Show All. And then in here, we want to click on Keep Dangerous File and then Keep Anyway. So I'm just going to close this and I'm going to minimize my browser, go into my mining folder right now. Okay, so we have the downloaded file right over here. And what we're going to do before we even extract it is just validate it. So I'm going to open up my browser and I have the checksum website over here. So this will be linked in the description below so you can copy this fairly easily. You take the whole zip file, you drag and drop it right over here, and it'll give an output right over here. And that's what we're going to try to match up. So I'm going to go over into the and close that. There we go. And what we want to do is we're using the Phoenixminer 5.8c Windows zip file, which matches it right here. And we want to make sure that this number and this number matches. So this is the 256 number, and we're just validating to make sure it's the exact same one. And it matches up perfectly. So we have the correct file downloaded and we're ready to proceed with the installation. So I'm going to just close out of this and I'm going to close out of this. And we're back here at our mining folder. Again, this has been added to the exclusion list, so we shouldn't have any issues here. And what I'm going to do is going to right click on it, select extract all, and I'm going to extract it in the same folder. So it's going to be a subfolder in here. And there we go. Just close that. And here is the contents. So the first thing you want to make sure is that you have the Phoenixminer file. This is the executable file. And if you don't have it in here, you're not going to be able to do anything. So you always want to make sure that that is in here, as well as the other DLL files and sys files. So now that we've confirmed everything's in here, we're good to go. We just need to now edit the miner batch file. So the miner batch file is right here, start miner. And we're going to right click on that and we're going to edit it. And Phoenixminer is known to mine Ethereum best, and that's why a lot of people use it. So this is batch file specifically for mining Ethereum with Ethereum pools. And there's a few things that we're going to be changing in here. So I'm just going to expand this a bit so you can see it clearly. And the three things that we're going to be changing is the server address. Now they have two pools that they're using here. The second one, I'm assuming that would be just a backup one in case there's a problem with the first one. So it's kind of like failover. And then you also have the wallet address and the worker name. So these are the three things that we're going to be changing. And they already have Ethermine in here, but they have the European server. I'm just going to open up the Ethermine website so you can take a look at where I'm getting the information from. So I'm opening up my browser, and here is the Ethermine website, ethermine.org. Again, that will be linked in the description below. And now we're going to click on Start Mining. I'm going to scroll down a bit here to get to the servers. So there's two servers that are listed here. So I'm going to be using the US 1 and also be using the US 2. So I'm just going to copy that. Going back to the batch file, I'm going to right click, highlight that, and I'm going to paste in the new one. Now the port address that they have here is 5555. that is the SSL port. As you can see here, you can leave that again as is since we're going to be using SSL in this example. So we'll leave the port as is, and then I'm just going to highlight the second server address, which is right here, copy it, and I'll paste it in here. There we go. So we have both United States servers in. Now you generally want to just pick the closest server to you because that's going to be the most optimal thing. And you want to make sure that you do not remove, when you're pasting it in, any of these backslashes or the colon before the port. If the address is not full in its entirety here, you're going to have problems connecting. So both need to be entered in correctly. The next thing that we're going to be doing is changing the wallet address. So here is the wallet address that we're going to be changing. And I'm going to be putting in my own wallet address. Do not leave the default one in here, and do not use my wallet because the creator or I'm going to get paid for the mining work that you're doing. So always make sure that you have your wallet address in. Just take a moment while I do that right now. I'm about to put in my wallet address, and there we go. So it's in here all the way. There's a period here. We're not going to be touching that. We want to make sure it stays there because that's what's going to separate the wallet address from your worker name. And then we're going to highlight this. And I'm going to put in my own worker name here. You can leave it as default. You don't have to change it just to make sure that it's easier to see. I just put in something that's more meaningful for you. So CJ worker, CryptoJar worker, and that is it. So we've edited the batch file, and we can just click on file and save, and our changes have been saved. So now we're ready to run the miner. So we can close out of this, and we can close out of this. And we're back at the mining folder here. And the last thing to do is just run the miner. So you're just going to double click on the miner, and the miner is going to start loading up right now. And we're going to begin mining. So while this runs, you can go and check out the status of your miner and how much the hash rate is and how long it's been running for, and get a lot of statistics from your mining pool server. In this case, we use Ethermine, so you can go to the Ethermine website. The details do take some time to populate. So if you start running the miner and you go to your website like Ethermine, let me just do that right here. So if you put in your wallet address like I am right now, and you go to the Ethermine website and you scroll down, but nothing's actually populating right now, that's because it does take some time to populate. It might take about 15, 20 minutes, sometimes a half hour. If it goes any longer than that, there might be an issue. So you want to check out what's actually going on with your PC. But yeah, it takes about 20 minutes to a half hour for it to populate on the website. So it successfully started up, and we're mining Ethereum using Phoenixminer on a Windows 10 PC. So it's pretty straightforward. There's just a few little changes that you can do here and there. And one of the things that you can try to do is change the pool. If you don't like the pool that I'm using, which is Ethermine, you can switch to another pool. You just update those details as needed. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you're looking for other tutorials for miners or other things related to crypto, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow it as fast as I can. If you have any suggestions or questions, go ahead and put them in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.